Okay, good morning, everybody. We have to go over some important deets before we get things started today. So, as y'all know, we have fall break next week, which is exciting. I'm gonna sleep so much. But something else, the Monday we return from fall break is the day that your recording for Will There Really Be a Morning and Truth for the concert performance is due. So when I say concert performance, we're doing virtual choirs for these first two pieces because we're not back in school yet. So duh, we're not going to do a in-person yet of these. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to do a mute the chat so that you can only talk to me. Sorry about it, dog. I just want to make sure everybody actually gets all the information. You feel? It's nothing personal. I changed the chat function just in time for Isabella to yell, date, date, just at me. The rest of you couldn't see it. It just said, date, date. Anyway, okay. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to explain this real quick. Most of you participated in the virtual choir stuff last spring, but for those of you who didn't, I'm going to just flex for a moment because y'all are cool, and I was very proud of it. Y'all did a great job. Wait, let's find y'all. Let's find some of y'all. Oop, Kira. Carly. Sophie. Kelso. Serenity. India. Katea. Oh, look at all these old people. All these seniors. Cry, Caitlin. That's Emily, but you can't see her right now. There she is. Hey, Madison. Look, Ellie. Oh my God, look, Ava. Baby Ava. Oh my God. Natalie. Ava. Oh my God, look at all these babies. Oh, Samantha. Oh, Emma. Look at her go. Look at Kelsey, been on there in the corner. Anyway, a lot of you were in this video, whether your video was in it or not. Your audio was probably in it. The whole thing. So. Oh, hush. Y'all, that was good. Like, there was a reason why it went a little bit viral there for a second. It was so nice. I was pretty excited for us. Anyway, so regardless, we're doing that again, but better. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to be turning in your recordings of yourself singing along with the tracks for Truth and Will There Really Be a Morning. So just like last time, or in case you forgot, or in case you didn't do it last time, when you record your performance tracks, I'm going to go into CTLS. This is the teacher side. This is what it looks like for me. So that's fun. But anyway, when you go into CTLS, under resources here, you have a link called Practice and Performance Tracks. You click that bad boy, and then this folder is going to open up for you once it loads. She's loading. We're getting there. Okay, so in here, you have folders for Truth and Will There Really Be a Morning. Let's demo it with Truth because I think we're going to start with that piece today. So under the Truth folder, you have performance tracks and practice tracks. The practice ones are like some of the solfege things. Yeah, it's like the solfege tracks and stuff like that. But the performance ones are the ones where your boy Matthew Curtis is doing the sing song, and we have all of the voice parts highlighted predominant wise, right? So if you sing alto 2, you're going to sing along with the alto 2 predominant track. So if we click that, this is what we get. My roots are beautiful. And the solo is quiet. And then y'all come back in here. There is no dog in the pond. Extra drama, dog, extra drama. So, when you go to record your thing thong, the thing stuff, you're going to have that track playing in your ear. So, just like last time, or if you did not participate last time or weren't here yet, you're going to have your track playing on one device with a headphone or both headphones in so that you can hear the track but we cannot hear the track on your recording on a different device. So if I was recording for this virtual choir, I would have the track playing on my computer, like my laptop, my desktop, whatever, and then I would have my phone leaned up against my computer screen. Oh, something is wrong with my screen. Oh no. Okay. I would have my phone leaned up against my computer screen, and then I would do the thing, and I would record this video. So again, you're only going to hear yourself singing on your video, not the track. Use headphones for the track, and then record onto a different device. But Miss Kaidama, what if I do not have access to two devices? I bet you do. So what I say when I mean that, if you don't have a phone and computer, I would bet money that you have a parental unit or guardian adjacent to you that you can borrow their phone for like 15 minutes, right? Theoretically, these two recordings shouldn't take you too long. I would practice without having borrowed somebody else's device for a while, like practice a few times, make sure you really, really have it locked in, and then go borrow the device, do the recording. If you need to do a couple takes, that's totally fine, and then go give it back, okay? So do it that way. The other thing to talk about is we're going to do it a little bit more professional than we did in the spring, because in the spring we were just, trying to sing stuff for fun because, it was weird and everyone got kicked out of school and it was a whole thing. But for now, we're going to kind of do it a little bit more professional. So when you are recording, you need to record in landscape orientation. Landscape meaning horizontal. Right now, I am in landscape orientation, and most of y'all are as well. If you're on your computer, your video screen is wider than it is tall, right? So that means I don't want any recordings that look like this, where it is taller than it is wide, okay? Make sure that you're recording in horizontal orientation, not landscape. Why do I want you to do that? Because it makes it look a little bit more even, a little bit more professional. It's a lot easier for me to edit together. I don't have to crop everybody out. It's a whole thing, right? Also, when you're recording, make sure that you're standing as close as you can to the middle of the frame. So if you're recording horizontal like this, you should be pretty much dead center. You don't have to like measure the background, but you need to be right in the middle. Not over here. Not over here. Right here. Right about here-ish. Okay? The last two things, we are wearing all black, okay? So if this sweater was black, then what I am wearing now would work just fine. If the sweater was black, it's gray, but it's black. If it was black, pretend it's black. Black sweater, okay? That would be fine. If you want to wear the choir dress, that's fine. If you have a choir tux lying around, also fine. If you want to wear a black t-shirt, as long as it is plain black, no logo, no texture, no patterns, no polka dots, no stripes, okay? Plain black. Then finally, if you can, try to record against a relatively blank background. Try. I understand not everyone might be able to do that, but try your best to record against a blank-ish background. I would probably not record here. I would, the sunlight. If this thing wasn't here, I would maybe record here, just so that it's a little bit more plain of a background and it's not like as visually distracting to the audience. Because even though we won't have a whole audience for each of you individually as you record your track, you will have an audience eventually after I'm done editing all the videos together. These videos, your part, are due by October 5th, okay? So that's the Monday after the break. It is currently Monday the 21st. There are many of you in this class who are probably like completely ready to do yours today or tomorrow. And if that's the case, heck yeah, go ahead and do it. And then or if you want to send it to me to make sure that you did it right, that's totally fine as well. I can check it for you in advance. And then if something's weird, I can be like, hey, try that one more time, do that again. And then you can turn it in time for me to edit together the performance. The thing that's really, really important though, is that it actually gets turned in by October 5th, because otherwise it's going to take me an astronomical amount of time to edit together all your videos. So keep in mind, y'all have two pieces you're recording for this fall concert, right? Yeah. First period has one. Their second piece is taking forever because it's a lot harder than I anticipated it being, TBH. And then third period has two, maybe three, depending on how this week goes. All right. So that's what, 6 videos potentially that I have to edit together as fast as humanly possible to put together this concert. Please turn in your recordings on time. If anything, please record them early. Y'all are really good, and I'm really happy with how y'all have been sounding on your recordings and stuff. You are killing the game. Ms. Thames has been saying that your truth recordings are spot on. There's just like a couple things that y'all need to address. And then the Will There Really Be a Morning recordings that I was listening to from last week are also really close to being spot on. There's just a couple little rhythm things that we need to fix, right? So go ahead and do your recording early. It'll make your life a lot easier. Why not make them do before break so you have the time to edit the videos? Because I think we might need this week to really just like isolate the last couple things. And I don't want to, I know like it's right before a break too, so I know all of your teachers are probably like, here's a bunch of stuff, here's a final test, here's a project, like that kind of stuff. So rather than making them do before break so that I have all break to edit, I'm going to catch myself up on grading all the rest of your assignments over break. And then y'all have a little bit of an extension to get your stuff done. Like, yeah, that's that. Cool. If you have any questions about how the like recording stuff works, or if you need a little bit more help on your part on one of the pieces, that's totally fine. Just let me know, or sign up for a Wednesday session so that like, you know, I can help you so that we can get your stuff in order. Sound good? Yeah, Sophie cut her hair. Looks awesome. Kira, you're the worst. Can we say funny things at the end again? This time, probably not, because we're gonna like, this is, you know, more concert-y kind of a thing. This is more like a baby step back into a regular concert setting. So yeah, keep it profesh. Yeah. Y'all can't see it because it's all private chats, but Kira's being a punk. Nice. Anyway, okay, cool. I'll change it to everybody publicly again. Okay, does anybody, for real though, does anybody have any questions about how this whole recording process works? How, yeah, basically about how the whole recording process works or anything like that. Yeah.
So I'm just curious, whenever you put all the recordings and stuff together, like, are you just going to send us the everybody smushed together link and like we all just watch it with our family and go team? Or
well,
like,
so originally the plan was to have a set date where the video is released, and I think we will still do that so that those who are available can like come to the watch party. Like it'll go live on YouTube at this specific time, and I'll send out the link to everybody so that
I'm crying, it's fine.
with their like family and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's kind of how that'll work. And then if you can't, like if we're doing it at a time that doesn't work for you, then it'll be shared to all the things. Yeah, we'll live stream it. I don't know if we'll use YouTube Live or if we'll use Zoom and do it that way first, and then I'll post it to YouTube and all that, and to Instagram afterwards. No, there's not a acquired Twitch account. But yeah, so that's kind of the plan. I just have to make sure that I can actually get all the videos done before the like designated concert time.
Miss.
Yeah, what's up?
Skydama?
Yeah.
What if we did it through YouTube so everyone could watch it with the really good audio, and then we could all be on a Zoom call while that was happening so we could react to it? Like,
I like that. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Let's do it. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna scroll up because there's been a couple questions and a couple comments. Where will we turn the videos in? So actually, Ms. Thames just made a digital session for that this morning. If you look at like the top of all your digital sessions in CTLS, there's one for fall concert performance recordings. That's where that go. There should be an assignment in there, or if there's not, we'll put an assignment in there that there's one. Sweet. So it's done. So yeah, there's an assignment in there. You'll just upload both of your recordings to that assignment and be done. If it doesn't work for any reason, once again, you can just email it to me. Either way. So that's how that part will work. Can you edit things out at the beginning end of a video? I fully intend to. Basically, as long as, here's how this will work. Just make sure that you have video of yourself sitting still through the whole piano opening at the beginning of Will There Really Be a Morning in particular, because that one has the long intro. Truth is pretty immediate. Y'all have like a measure of percussion, and then Will There Really Be a Morning has the whole piano thing. So hang tight, sit professionally or stand professionally for the intro, and then come in when you're supposed to, right? As long as you have video of you hanging tight throughout the whole length of the track, start to finish, then we're good. A lot of the times y'all like are like clicking around and doing stuff and setting up your recording at the beginning of that. That's totally fine. I chop that off at the beginning and end, or at least now I do. In the spring, I was a little bit more casual about it, and I left like y'all like getting your starting pitches and stuff like that because I thought it was kind of cool. Like honestly, I thought it was like really adorable because it was like you can hear everybody like clicking all the piano stuff, and you can hear them like humming their starting pitch before the track starts. And I thought it was a really cool, like it made it feel more real almost, you know. For these, I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit more professional, a little more clean, a little more edited. Because I've been doing a lot of virtual choir editing all summer for these people, and I figure we should put that skill to use. There is a third period choir Discord. If y'all start a second period choir Discord, that would make sense. That'd be on brand for you. Oh God, y'all are absolutely grounded. Okay, it's fine. Anyway, all right. So does anybody have any other questions specifically related to the virtual choir stuff? I know we've been talking about it for a long time now, but I want to make sure it's very clear. Cool. If not, then we will go on and do things. It's warm-up time. Sit up tall. Stretch. Ooh, my back. Ooh, it hurts. My spine, my spleen, my kidneys. Ow, I'm old, decrepit. Okay. Stretch. Yeet. All right. Okay. All right, roll your shoulders back. Get your sternum nice and lifted. It's a very tall, like regal type of posture. You can't really tell because I'm wearing this big sweater, but it'd be like that. Cool. All right. Breathe in. And out. All right. Keep your tongue down and your soft palate lifted. You should have a lot of space in there while you're breathing. Breathe in. And out. And in. And out. All right. Oh, let's do some sirens before we actually start warm-ups. Here we go. Breathe in. Woo. And breathe in. Woo. And a little higher. Breathe in. Woo. And again, breathe in. Woo. And last one. Breathe in. Woo. I will be joining no Discord. Also, deal with the group chat stuff at the end of class, not right now, please. Thank you. All right. All right, cool. We're going to do some really easy hums, lifted soft palate. Again, make sure that you can fit an egg in your mouth while you're humming. Deep breath. We're ready, and go. Drop out when you can't hit it. If you hit that, that's low E flat. Yeehaw, here we go. All right, the other way. We're gonna go E, and then I'll tell you. We're gonna change vowels a bunch. E, lifted soft palate, but a pretty forward tone. Keep it really resonant. Ready, and go. I-H-I. Ready, and go. Ah. Woo. Okay, if you got a little bit of tension from doing that, roll your head around just a touch. It's a little bit high up there for this early in a Monday morning. So, and then also as a really easy trick to just kind of like get your larynx to be like, shh, shh, everything's fine. Shh, shh, calm down, larynx. Just a couple, just a couple, just loose. Sounds like you're like just, like you just woke up and you don't know what's going on yet. Nice and relaxing. Nothing too difficult, nothing too strenuous. Okay, speaking of things that are strenuous, we're gonna do a little bit of sight reading. It's not strenuous. Y'all are great. Y'all are doing great. Y'all are killing it. Let's bop up to, ooh, are we gonna do it? Is it happening? We're gonna do it. All right, here we go. Good luck. Okay, we're gonna look at a level 6 example. This one's actually not bad. The only thing tricky about it is this triplet over here in measure 6. So, but before we start that, we're going to step by step through this key signature really quick. We have 2 sharps. The last sharp in the key signature is what sharp? The last sharp here. What is that?
C sharp.
C sharp. Perfect. Good. So if we go up from C sharp by a half step, we go up to what letter?
D.
D. Correct. Lovely. Great. Cool. Good. So, and is there a D sharp in the key signature anywhere?
No.
Nope. So we are just vibing in the key of D major. We don't start on Do though. What solfege do we start on?
Oh.
So do what?
So.
Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. I was like, what's going on? Yes. Yeah. So we start on Sol. So it's really chill, very easy. The one thing that I do want to point out, y'all had triplets in Truth. So this shouldn't be an unfamiliar concept. And you've had triplets in pieces in the past. So again, shouldn't be too crazy. These 3 eighth notes should fit in the space of 2 eighth notes. So each of these should be slightly shorter. These should not be the same length and this one be really short. All 3 of them should be even. I will be practicing that while y'all are practicing. Here's your triad. Do, do, mi, so, do. And your starting pitch is so. All right. So you have about, I'll give you 45 seconds right now. Unmute yourselves and practice this example out loud. Go. So, check this interval. Okay, cool. Throat said squanch. Okay. Let's try this together. I'm going to tap the 8th note. Here we go. So, all right. Ready and breathe. So, mi, so, do, re, do, la, so, mi, so, fa, mi. Think your next pitch. Ready? Sol, ti, do, do, re, fa, la, mi. Wow, I can't read music. Sorry, that's my bad. Let's start right here on measure 6. do. Ready? And go. 1. Do, re, fa, sol, mi, sol, fa, re, do. Okay, so real quick before I ask for how that went in the chat and before we kind of like reattempt it, usually under normal circumstances, I would say never stop in a sight reading example. Just keep going no matter what and get back on board when you can. Under these circumstances, when I'm supposed to be the one getting it correct so that everybody else can follow it along, I got to stop and fix myself. That was my bad. I just sang the wrong pitches. Okay, so with that in mind, other than the one weirdness, 1 to 5 in the chat, how'd you feel about that one? Yeah, for sure. This is the level 6. You shouldn't feel, I mean, I'm impressed those of you who feel above a 4 or above a 4.5. Like, good job. Nice. You remember things. That's exciting. But yeah, this one is a level 6 on purpose. It's a little bit funky. I think it's an easy level 6. It really feels more like a 5.5 difficulty to me. But that triplet and some of the pitch intervals are a little bit funky. So with that in mind, let's look at this real quick right here. So in measure 6, the place where I Googled, again, that triplet should feel like you've shortened the length of each of those pitches to evenly spread out over the course of 2 eighth notes rather than 3 full eighth notes. So if we're looking at just that triplet, you'll get re, fa, sol, right? All 3 of them are pretty much even and they fit in the space of 2 eighth notes. So try that with me. Ready? Just the triplet, go. Re, fa, sol. Do you feel how that fa is just a little bit before the second eighth note? Like if I'm tapping 1 and 2 and re, fa, sol, it like shortens all 3 of those eighths so that they fit within that space. It's kind of more of a feeling than a real, like there's a mathematical way to break that down, but it would require percentages and I don't, or not percentages, it would require like decimals and I don't, fractions, we don't believe in those. So let's just do measure 6, 7, and 8. Just right here from the from measure 6. You have an eighth rest on the downbeat, so we get do, 3, and 1. Do, re, fa, sol, mi, sol, fa, re, do, off. Right? Does that make a little bit more sense? I know it's probably been a while since we've done real triplets. Yeah, cool. Good. Other than in truth, we have done those. But those, it feels different in the context of a song. It makes more sense. Makes more sense in a song. In sight reading, it's just kind of like, ooh, heck, what the heck is that? So anyway, speaking of things in the context of a song, it's time to do actual music. Yeehaw! Truth time. Yeah. Wait, let me make sure the tracks are pulled up. Oh, they're in there. Yeah, okay, cool. Sweet. Okay, cool.
Okay, so everybody that I've listened to so far with the truth tracks, oh yeah, okay, you're fine. Sounds really good. I would say like half of the ones that I listened to were like basically perfect. And then there were a couple where it was like, we'll go over this part real quick, but it was mostly the soprano ones or twos, like not singing the right part for like a few notes. Does that make sense? So specifically in the middle of page 4 where you're singing I Shared a Sisterhood, sometimes somebody who was soprano 2 was singing like soprano 1 and then jumping back down to their part for With the Amber Grasses, or like vice versa. Soprano 1 was like going down with soprano 2s. And so we're going to go over that. And then we're just going to run it through with the Matthew Curtis track. And then that should be good. And then we'll go on to Will There Really Be a Morning? There are a lot of people who haven't turned it in though. So if you haven't turned in your truth recording track, you need to do it now, because I put in zeros yesterday if I didn't have it from you. Okay. So starting at measure 18. Okay. Everybody can practice on their own part, but I'm going to sing the soprano 1s, and then I'm going to sing soprano 2, and then I'm going to answer questions, because altos you sounded fine when I was listening. Okay, so soprano 1, and I'm just going to snap the quarter note, and we're just going to do from measure 18 to 21, just that little phrase, okay? All right. 3, 4, 1. I shared a sisterhood. Sorry, I was right. Oh, my voice is so tired. Okay, start again. Ready? 3, 4, 1. I shared a sisterhood with the amber grasses. Let me play that part for you because my voice is tired. Yeah, that'd be great. I don't know. My voice is like, we're not going to cooperate today.
No, I
so
was singing musical theater in the car on the way here, so I'm like hurting as well. But like, it's cool. I feel you.
it's just the weather for me. I don't do weather change well. So we're just doing measure 18 to 21.
Okay, cool.
And if you just want to sing the soprano 1 part for them real quick, and then we're going to do soprano 2, and then we can do it together. Okay, 3, 4. I shed a sisterhood with the amber grasses. That's all that's all that we need to go.
Why did I flip my R?
It's fine.
Who am
I? You were listening to musical theater and just being like, too much pop R.
Yeah,
I need to switch it up.
I had to.
All right, soprano 2s. Okay. 3, 4. I shed a sisterhood with the amber grasses. All right. Any questions before we do that together for sopranos? I don't think I've gotten up that far in like last names.
I graded her.
You did?
Mine. Yeah.
For truth.
Or
for lo-fi.
That's for the lo-fi one. Yeah.
Yeah. So
sorry, I wasn't reading the rest.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah. So I'll check later. If you don't have it, then we'll email you. But
I think I've said this more to first period than I've said it to y'all. Don't put important stuff in the Zoom chat.
Yeah.
Because like if it's like, especially if it's related to something that like we're not currently working on, send me an email or a remind message and then I can get back to you later. Especially if it's about grades, because these Zoom chats after the classes, I don't ever look at them again.
Yeah.
So send me an email.
But just so you know, if your last name is C and C to A going up, I started at the bottom. I probably haven't gotten there yet. So I don't know. If you thought you uploaded it, it's probably there. Okay, let's just do that part together. Soprano 1 and 2. Altos, you should be fine. If you want us to go over it, we can. But you sounded fine in the recording. So just to measure 18 again, that little phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4. I shed a sisterhood with the amber grasses. Good? Any questions? We can go over any part in the song if you are still struggling with anything. Yeah, well, yes. Yep.
In an ideal world where we could actually do this in person, we probably wouldn't be, but like, it'd be like what it'd be like.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cute.
It's cool. Okay. What is this?
Oh, I think that's soprano.
There we go.
All right.
Okay, from the beginning
BRB.
beginning with the track, Matthew Curtis track. And we're not recording. Don't record. This is just running through. Your recording sounded great. So everybody starts on. Maybe you got a measure of percussion. Okay, ready?
school bus, tended by the words of small minds, and words may wound you, but are they true? You are beautiful. You are enough. You must believe in that. Believe the truth. My roots are earth, muddy river and honeysuckle. My roots are beautiful. My roots are strong.
Okay. So after doing it with the Matthew Curtis track, to go back to your question, Kira, if you can do it without breathing, feel free. If you have to breathe there, it's not a big deal. You know, we'll edit it together still. It's whatever. Just if you do breathe there, make it kind of quiet, you know, don't go. But okay. A couple other things I wanted to talk about. So if you go back to the same part that we were looking at before, I think before we had someone had asked about like the dots under the notes. So basically those are accent marks. So it's mezzo forte, but it's kind of like I shed a sisterhood. So it's kind of like emphasize those words. Don't like yell them or land on them, but just make them like stronger. Does that make sense? So that happens in measure 18 and then again at the top of 5. And then I want you to circle all of the forte markings. So we're gonna go through, starting at the beginning. There's nothing on the front. But at the top of 4, you have at sturdy and rigid, the word sturdy and rigid, measure 14, there's a forte. I want you to take your pencil and circle it. When you're singing it, I want that to be like sturdy and rigid. And then you're gonna come back and quiet down. So let me do that again. Sturdy and rigid, like farmhouse planks. Okay. And then the next part, you won't be quite as loud as you were before, but you'll have that accent there. Going onward at the bottom of page 5, it'll be like, so you see you go from piano to forte, like back to back on measures starting in 34 in nature. So in nature, in naive youth. So it's like nature's like soft, like kind of like, you know, this happens in nature, but then in naive youth, you come back and you clap back in naive youth. And it's like, I think with that wording, we were talking about like how this is talking about how you should, you need to focus on your self-worth and like just know that you are enough and you're beautiful. And we talked about that a lot. But when you're younger and people are telling you like, when specifically in this song, boys on the school bus are making fun of you, or anybody in your family, it could be your friends say something mean and they hurt your feelings. When you're younger, you take that to heart and you kind of like, that starts shaping your self-image, the way you see yourself in the mirror. So it's like in naive youth, you think everything is possible, but then like somebody comes in and can just like rain on your parade real quick with just words. So then again, going on in the middle of page 6, all the pasture was my own, and then going into that fermata, it's really strong. So sopranos, you have all that pasture was my own. Take a big breath there at that breath mark, and then it goes, my mother told me and you want that to be really like just I'm talking about myself. Like that's like the part where you're like, I love myself. I'm beautiful. My mom said I was beautiful. My friends say I'm beautiful, so that must be true. Like, why shouldn't I believe her, right? Also, PSA, if you don't have a solo, don't sing the solo in your recording. Go ahead and mark that out on your pages that you don't sing it. Because I think when you recorded on the 15th, I hadn't decided who was going to have the solo yet. So some people who didn't audition even were singing along with the solo parts, and I just don't want that to accidentally happen when you're recording your actual performance, because then Miss Skynum is going to have to go through and like edit out that whole section of your recording. So go ahead and mark out those measures there and then at the end, so that way you don't accidentally sing them. Okay. And then there's another strong part right after that solo, There Is No Doubt in the Pond. And you can kind of hear it in the way that Matthew Curtis is singing it anyway. So this part is talking about how in nature there's no doubt, like you're not like naturally when we're born, we don't doubt ourselves and we don't think negatively about ourselves, but it's like society and the people around us and the environment that we grow up in shapes how we see ourselves. Right? So this is a reference to like in nature, like fish and like frogs and birds and stuff, they don't like think, oh man, I'm ugly. Or, you know, they don't think like, oh, I'm not worth it. But we do, because we think we get manipulated in a sense by everything around us to think that we're not enough, you know? Thank you for answering that question in the chat. Love it. Okay. The ending is a solo. My roots are strong. Those 4 words are a solo. But the hmms, not a solo. That's a chord. Yes, you sing the hmms. There's 4 parts there. So, and when you sing along with your dominant track, which is what you guys should start practicing with, even though most of you like have it perfectly, like go ahead and take some time to practice with your track specifically, the one specific to your part. So that way you have like, it'll make it easier to know that you're not going with the soprano 2 part or soprano 1 or jumping on the alto 2 or alto 1 parts, you know? So when you're doing that, There Is No Doubt in the Pond, there's also, you see that 16th rest at in measure 50, that like is to also create emphasis and an accent mark naturally without having to like identify that that's an accent mark. So if I were to sing the alto 2 part there, it'd be 3, 4. There is no doubt in a pond. So I want that T to land on the 16th rest. Not too early, not too late. Okay. So make sure, try and keep that like as close, it would be easier in person, but as close to like right on the 16th. And then you stay forte through there. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then in the middle of 8, when it says you are beautiful, you are enough, that's forte. So just make sure you're like really singing into your feelings there. And that's pretty much it. Do we have any questions before we just practice it with Matthew Curtis? Anything? No? Okay. Well, then let's just do it all the way through one more time just to get it solidified, and then we'll move on. Good. Okay. Ready? Starting at the beginning again.
My roots are earth, muddy river and honeysuckle. My roots are earth, muddy river and honeysuckle. sisterhood with the amber grasses. My dreams climb endlessly, no fear in sight. In nature, in naive youth, all the forest was possible. All the forest was possible. All the pasture was my own. My mother told me I was beautiful, and I believed her then. Why shouldn't I? There is no doubt in a pond. Insecurity does not grow in a meadow. It will not sprout beneath the southern pines. It is planted by the boys on the school bus, tended by the words of small minds, and words may wound you, but are they true? You are beautiful. You are enough. You must believe in that. Believe the truth. My roots are earth, muddy river and honeysuckle. My roots are beautiful. My roots are strong.
Cool, 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 cool. All right, we got any questions before we switch songs? 10, 9, 8, 7. Last note for soprano 2. The hms, yeah. It's a C sharp. Soprano 1s is soprano 2. Alto 1s is and alto 2 is Okay, cool. Any other questions? That'll be when you record that with your specific track, it'll be easier to find that note because that'll be probably the only one you hear. Good? All right. Do you want me to talk about the meaning of will there really be a morning first, or what do you want to do?
I think probably yeah. Like yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Okay, wait. So we have somebody for masterclass Monday today, and we have 13 minutes left. But I think we will still have time to do both. And I really want to talk about meeting stuff today. Let me double check and make sure who it's Anna. Okay, cool. So then yeah, let's
I can be really quick. It's not like a whole lot. Okay, so the poem that this song is based on is by Emily Dickinson. Does anybody love Emily Dickinson as much as I do? Probably not. But yes. Okay. All right. Ava said ye. Let's do it. Yeah, my friend, for my birthday, my friend bought me like her poetry book, like all the poems. Anyway, okay, so let me tell you why I love her. She was crazy, like in the best sense. She was a total recluse, and that's where a lot of her like poetry, like inspiration just comes from. She hated people. She had terrible social anxiety, like just did not want, she you couldn't be in the same room as her. Like if you needed to talk to her about something, like rumor has it that she would talk to you from a cracked door and wouldn't look at you, like wouldn't let you in the room. That's how much of a recluse she was. So she had theoretically bipolar disorder. Fun fact, I have bipolar disorder and I'm not afraid to admit it. And so it's just really cool to see how much beauty and creativity and artistry can come from mental illness. I mean, a lot of people have that, and I think it's really important to talk about that. So that's where, like, why she's a genius. It's because she's crazy. And I mean, it's like Picasso. He also had bipolar disorder. There was just so many people that, like, looking back, psychologists like diagnose based on their history. But anyway, so this poem specifically, if I were to say it out loud, I wish they had like concise wording. They don't, but it's fine. No, it's okay. So it's, will there really be a morning? Is there such a thing as day? Could I see it from the mountains if I were as tall as they? Has it feet like water lilies? Has it feathers like a bird? It is brought from famous countries of which I have never heard. Oh, is it brought? Sorry. Is it brought from famous countries of which I have never heard? Oh, some scholar, oh, some sailor, oh, some wise men from the sky, please to tell a little pilgrim where the place called morning lies. And the mornings in the where does morning lies is part of the arrangement that's added on. So basically she's like, will there be a morning? Like, where is it? I don't understand. So I was talking to Miss Skydema earlier today about it. This song is arranged and interpreted wrong like 90% of the time. Like it is always sung and arranged as if it's like a beautiful, happy, like talking about morning thing, because it's like feet like water lilies, wise men from the sky, pilgrim, like all these words that in a happier context are great adjectives. She uses them kind of ironically in this poem that's actually probably about suicide. Fun fact. So basically, if you look at it in that lighting, will there really be a morning? She's actually asking that question because she's probably up late at night writing this poem and she feels like nighttime is going on forever, probably because she can't sleep. And so it's just darkness. Or maybe she's using it as a metaphor. Morning is usually associated with happy, like birds and stuff like that. And so you can think about it that way. Like either way, she was most likely very depressed when she wrote this. And so this song, even though it has a beautiful melody and can be sung like very sweet and happy, like, I think that when you're performing it, you should think, don't sing it as if it's like like really sad, like folk song, but like think about the context more and just put more of like your own meaning behind it and not just like, oh, this is a really pretty song, because it actually does have a lot of meaning behind the poem. If you want to do your own research, feel free. I don't want to take up all the time. So, but that's just stuff that I think is really important to know. Emily Dickinson was awesome. She was crazy, and this song is not what it sounds like.
Moral of the story. Yeah, and I think we'll probably spend a little bit more time talking about some of the meaning behind it tomorrow, but I again don't want to take up too much time from Anna either. But I found an article, and I don't know how real this is. Like, I don't know how like accurate this is. Somebody was analyzing it as allegedly, I don't know how real this is, but apparently Emily Dickinson had like she went to seminary for a moment. So she was like she was going to school for like religious purposes for a second there, right? And she had a lot of questions. She had a lot of issues with faith and struggles and things like that, which I feel is, like that's the thing that happens sometimes. So she I'm not going to dig into everybody's own personal religious beliefs and stuff, but like that has occurred historically and things like that. So she had a lot of questions about like her personal faith and what that meant. And a lot of, apparently some people interpret this poem in particular as her also asking questions, not only about like her own like positive health in the future, will there be another day for her, but also as a like, are these religious things that I've been taught to believe true? So a lot of it's like, regardless, no matter how it's interpreted, this text is a lot deeper than the way the arrangement sounds, the same way Miss Thames was talking about. It's very like has a little bit of a heavier connotation no matter what. But I think in our circumstance, and we'll talk about this a little bit more tomorrow, in the circumstances we are in particular right now, it can be a kind of heavy topic to think about. Like, will there really be a morning? Will things be positive again? And I think the end result is that yes, there will be, for us in particular. But it's kind of that theatrical element of thinking about and talking about, like that kind of, it's a really intense emotion, feeling like longing for like normalcy and peace and positivity. So I think that's kind of something that we can use. That's an emotion that we can share in this piece. I know it's kind of heavy, but I think it can be really beautiful artistically too in the long run. Okay, so dark noise. Anna, it's time. Hello, fairy princess.
Hi.
What are you singing for us today?
I'm gonna sing "Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again" from Phantom.
On brand, also on brand. Yes, good. I love it.
Okay, I changed to my serious. Okay, fair warning, the last note is kind of shaky, so I'm sorry. It's my one companion, you were all that mattered. You were once a friend and father, then my world was shattered. Wishing you were somehow here again. sorry. Some of those were weird because the track is weird.
Oh no, it's all good. It has a lot of rubato in it. Like a great job though. That's a really that's a difficult piece to tackle. Have you been working on that for a while?
Yes.
Nice.
When I say a while, I mean I started working on it last Wednesday.
I mean, that's still, that's enough time. You're doing a good job. You're killing it. Oh my God, the chat's blowing up. You have a fan club. That's so sweet. Okay, so I'm gonna real quick give you a little bit of feedback because you were talking about, you said right at the beginning that the last couple pitches were kind of shaky or whatever. First of all, I feel like you handled a lot of those high notes really, really, really well. Especially, this is the one that I want to point out in particular, the one on strength, the give me the strength. That one's great. That's a bad word to sing high on, right? Strength. That's so many letters. It's very hard to get past consonants on those high notes. So something that you could try in the future on this song in particular, on the word strength, try to eliminate as many of the consonants as you can. I'm not saying just sing, give me the, don't just do that. But if you get through those consonants quicker, you'll have an easier time. The longer you can live on the vowel, the easier it'll be. Give me the strength. Barely sing that STR, barely. Just pop it out and then go on, right? That'll make your life a lot easier. Give me the yes. Oh, the other thing too, that ending note, first of all, I didn't think it was shaky. Second of all, if you change the goodbye to more of a goodbye, because this does have a classical flair for a musical, right? You can give it a little bit more ah space, and then that goodbye, the B will kind of pop you into placement on there. Let that B kind of help you springboard to the high note. Goodbye. Really extra pop the B. I think that's super helpful, personally, for me at least. I did notice many multiple times you started to have a very beautiful, healthy, natural vibrato pop out. I didn't isolate what specific words it was happening on, but I think at some point we need to grab a little mini lesson or something, because we need to figure out how it feels to you when you access that vibrato, because whatever you're doing right there is natural and healthy and is working, and we want to make that consistent throughout your whole range, right? That's the goal, is to make your whole range sound just as even and beautiful all the way through. This is such a good song for a soprano for that classical musical theater crossover. It's a really good place to kind of exercise both strategies. It's awesome. And I think you sound really good on it. That's really impressive that you've only been working on it since last Wednesday. So nice job. That's awesome.
Thank you. That literally means the entire world. Thank you.
Of course. Anyway, chef's kiss. Anyway. But yeah, that's wonderful. That's a great job. This class is really out here trying to do musical theater stuff a lot of the times. I'm here for that. Go for it. Okay, so we are unfortunately out of time though. I need to get better about budgeting time. I just need to stop talking at some point. Anyway. Yeah, today was a ton of announcements. That's a good point. But yeah, so basically, if you have any questions about anything, just send me a remind message or an email. Y'all already know how this works. I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.